Alright, and hello everyone to FanMail number 5, the 5th installment of my FanMail series where I answer, or at least talk about, emails from my fans. And yes, I'm wearing a Gucci suit. Alright. This first one is from Abby. She says she loves my doodles, and she thinks I'm funny to listen to while drawing. Speaking of which, here's something that she drew. It looks awesome. I like that she's got her own little style going there. This one's from Kyle. Here's a cool thing that Kyle drew. It's really good, especially since he says he's never drawn with pens before. Look at that. He even wrote a signature in Elliot script. Ellen says that when she lacks motivation or inspiration, if she watches one of my videos or sees one of my doodles on Instagram, she can just go away and draw. That's awesome. She says she usually has a different style than me, but recently she started working, more doodly stuff into her things, and she drew this, which I think is really good. That dash of color works really well, and she's definitely got her own thing going here. Keep it up, Ellen. Owen says, "How do you draw so well?" That's all his email said. Well, it's a matter of opinion, but if I do draw well, it's because I draw a lot. Dominic says I'm one of his favorite artists ever, and he wants to know if my hands ever get tired. No, Dominic, my hands don't get tired. The only time I remember my hands getting tired is in school when I had to write essays by hand. Sometimes, my hand will just get tired. There's a crow over there. Carissa, she says she's only 15 years old and I've inspired her to start drawing again. Here's a twist. Look at this. She drew a picture of a centaur dragon. That's cool. I never thought about that combination before. Maya says she's watched all of my videos and loved them, and that I got her through a really tough time of bullying in school, and that she doesn't have very many friends, and some days she would just come home and watch my videos. Maya, I'm glad I could help, but when it really comes down to it, you're the one that got you through those hard times. You're strong, and you're amazing, and you carried on. You looked past the things that people were saying about you, and you knew you were worth it. You were worth having some self-esteem. You just keep doing you, Maya. Forget and disregard all those people that want to drag you down for whatever reason. You just stay above it all and make every minute count. You got this. Brett says he's got ADHD, and the drawing is the only thing that can hold his attention. You can tell that his drawing has improved after watching my videos, which is totally awesome. He says that a few other things in his email that might be too personal for me to repeat on here, but Brett, thanks for the fan mail. I'm glad I could help you. That's why I do this stuff. Matthew is 12 years old, and he loves my videos and art, and I've inspired him to draw more and try out doodling. Now, he sent me a few different types of drawings he did, but I'm going to show the lily he drew, since it looks really good, and I've got a soft spot for drawing flowers. Good work, Matthew. Hannah wants to know if when I doodle or draw with lower quality or cheaper pens or pencils, if it makes a difference. Is it as nice a drawing as when you use expensive materials? Yes. Yes. The results are just as good. Buying expensive art supplies is just a luxury. It's not a requirement. I have a video here on YouTube where I did a doodle with just like the cheapest ballpoint Bic pen I could find, and the results were great. Expecting nice pens to make you draw better is like expecting an expensive Steinway grand piano to make you play the piano better. It's about the user, not the tools. Jessie says she's an aspiring artist and that lots of times she would get discouraged when she looked at her classmates' work, and it would seem like they were better than she was. But she said her videos have helped her realize that everyone has their own style, and she can probably do a lot of things better than they can. Sure, that's true. But just remember that if all you're doing is comparing your artistic abilities to the people around you, you're going to have a tough time. Draw for yourself. If you have to compare your art to something, compare it to stuff you've made in the past. Also in her email it says, "Are you African? Because African love you." Thanks, Jesse. This one is from Noor. He says he used to doodle a lot, but then he stopped for a while until he realized that his doodles could be turned into beautiful pieces of art when he watched my videos. Here's what Noor says is his first doodle. It looks really good, especially for a first doodle. Man. He wants to know how long I've been drawing, how I get my outlines to be so perfect, and how I come up with so many different patterns in my doodles. Well, Noor, unfortunately those are 3 questions I'm not good at answering. I don't know how long I've been drawing. I don't really remember a time in my life when I wasn't into drawing of some sort. The outlines, just draw them carefully and slowly. As far as the patterns, I don't know. I wish I could answer some of these questions better, but... Madison says he's always been good at art, but people are always complimenting him on it and whatever, but he doesn't really feel satisfied with it and wants to know what I do when I don't feel satisfied with my art. Well, Madison, that's what it's all about. Not the hokey pokey, but not being satisfied with your art is the key to art. If you're satisfied with it, it means you either have low standards or you drew it perfectly. I don't think you have low standards, and I don't think you drew it perfectly, so you have to be unsatisfied. Being unsatisfied is the only thing that keeps us drawing. Everything we do, each work of art, is kind of building on the last one we made, even if it's a lot different. We analyze ourselves through the art we make, and if we're satisfied, it probably means we've done it perfectly, which is impossible because we're humans. I don't know what I'm saying, but I hope that made a little bit of sense. It seems like some kind of vicious cycle, but it kind of is, but that's how art is. I don't know. This person's name is Michela. She's from Italy, and she wants to know how... She's from Italy, and she wants to make sure I know that someone appreciates who I am and what I do. She says a few other things about struggling to doodle without thinking about it too much, and the only advice for that is to not think about it so much. I'm not sure. I'm not good at this. Jackie Ray says she struggled a lot with anxiety and depression in the past. Doodling helped some, but she eventually gave it up. When she found my channel, she started doodling, and she's only been getting better, and her anxiety has been fading away to almost nothing. That's awesome to hear, Jackie. I'm so happy for you. Seriously, like, more than glad to help, as unintentional as it was. Sophia says, my wood burning on the Ruger 1022 stock that I did is really cool. She says her whole family is into the target shooting stuff, so she says my artwork has motivated and inspired her to buy a couple of art pens and a notebook to doodle in. Here's one of the cool things she drew. I like it a lot. It's cool when doodles fill the whole page. And it says, P.S. I love your cat. Thanks, Sophia. I love my cat too. Alex says he really loves my work and that sometimes when he gets in a drawing slump or is stuck on a piece, he'll watch my videos for some inspiration or some advice. Thanks, Alex. Amber. Here's a really cool thing Amber drew. She said she's also been struggling with depression, and watching my videos has been inspiring and motivating. I'm glad to hear that, Amber. To some small extent, I know what you're going through. I just want to tell you that you're worth it, and that you need to stay strong. Alright? You are worth it. Vince says he's always been into drawing, but after watching all my doodle videos, he's been inspired to go further with his art, and he even wants to get a job in the field in the future. Here's one of the cool doodles he drew. Looks freaking sweet. Well done, man. Thanks for the fan mail. Kiara wrote me a pretty long email that was both amusing and encouraging to read. It's hard to condense it all into one little response for this fan mail video, but Kiara, thank you for writing that, and I wish you all the best in the future. You've got what it takes. Just keep that in mind. This last one is from Franz. He has a few points. Number 1 says, "You rock." Number 2 says, "Keep rocking." Number 3, "Keep drawing." Number 4 says, "Please do the Trogdor scream in your next fan mail video. Please, I beg of you." Trogdor scream? What? Like a Trogdor! Trogdor comes in the night! Number 5, silos. Alright, thanks for watching this fan mail video. If you guys have any of your own you'd like to send me, just send them to peterdraws1 at FanMail. No, that's not right. peterdraws1 at gmail.com. And make sure you put fan mail in the subject of the email. I'm slowly getting caught up on these, but there's a lot to go through. Thanks again. See you guys later.